When are you going to wake up and fight for yourself? And if others benefit from it, hey, booyah, bonus round. Guess what, everybody? It is a Wackadoodle Wednesday, and this is Grammy Mary in my rocket chair. And wowzer, 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 I have had a few days that have just, it kind of started Friday. You know, I started getting messages from friends and had a little slow simmer going. And then over the last couple of days, it's like, okay, I am going to kick some ass and take some names because I have had it with the bullshit out there. But first, I'm going to say hey there, hi there, ho there to everybody out there in Radio Land. And I'm sure you know where you're listening at. But just in case you don't, you can hear me over on reallibertymedia.com, channel 3. Also on the rlmradio.xyz site. Also on the RLM Radio internet radio station. The RLM, what did I do? I threw away my note. There's lots of RLM places. Also on the RLM Spreaker channel. And yeah, I'm laughing because it keeps me from choking someone, even if it's just myself this evening. Okay, over here on Facebook, let me look and see who do I have hanging around over here. Doesn't look like I got anybody. Oh, hey there, Athos. How you doing, sweetheart? And I truly do appreciate some of the stuff that you sent me, hun. Truly do. And we are going to have a little bit of fun. Oops, what'd I do? Can you still hear me? I'm pushing buttons and hiccupping and all that fun stuff. Okay. Oh, feeling all rocked out and slightly aroused. Well, there you go, hon. Do you know Rosie? Oh, I got a bitch coming on. Let me tell you, yes, Rascal, I see you, sweetheart. And thank you, darling, for being ever so sweet because, yeah, I was thinking about getting a new headset and you chewing on the cord was just the final straw. So thank you ever so much, darling, kitty cat. Love you. Okay, Facebook. Nope. Ain't no one over here except for Athos. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? I think the lovely Mary B is also over here, but nobody's really showing up on the link that I posted. Oh, Valerie. Hey, Valerie, how you doing? And hi there, Catherine. How are you? Oh, well, thank you, hun. I have let's see. Apparently, I'm not going to get off that easy. Alrighty. This could be interesting. Okay. Over there on that effing site, I see I got a little flasher going on over there. Grimmy, thank you, darling, for sharing that post over there. I truly, truly appreciate it. And thank you for liking that little link about John Stossel. That's where I'm going to be starting here in just a little bit. After I say hey there, hi there, ho there. And thank you for tweeting me over there on Twitter. It looks like I've lost a couple of followers. Apparently, I've gotten really good at dodging them and lost a few. You know, last time I did that, I was in high school. And I could because my mom had a, what was it? A 72 Pontiac Catalina. Yeah. I could lose anybody with that thing. Damn, it ran like a striped ass tape. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close Twitter now because, yeah, don't want it draining on my stream, don't you know? Now, over here in the RLM, which is where you need to be if you want to be listening in, playing along, giving me shit, all that fun stuff. Let's see. Hey there, Demon. I see you just popped in. Okay, over here in the RLM, right there up top is my missionary man. Hey there, Asmo. You know, I'm going to have to talk you into trying another position, darling, because, you know, there are other things you could do. I also see Barman is over here. Hey there, Barman. How about a round on the house? Or on, yeah, I did. There you go. Who's 50? Grimmy, you're 56? Shit, I do feel old now. I knew I was older than you, hun, but not by much. Okay, I also, let's see, where was I at? Barman, Beth A. Hey there, Beth A. How you doing this evening, darling? I hope you're having an absolutely splendiferous Wackadoodle Wednesday. I also see my favoritist person that lets me breathe heavy. Hi, Darth Romes. Okay, enough of that. Halloween's over. Cut that shit out. I also see Grimmy over here, who is the god over here in the RLM. Thank you ever so much, darling, for everything that you do. And looky there, the lovely Moose Girl is here. Hey, woman, did you have fun over the weekend? I really, really need to get an update because, I live vicariously through you, sweetheart. Okay, I also see the lovely Kate is here. How you doing, darling? How are things down in that great state of Texas? It was a wee bit on the chilly side here, but I saw earlier Rob Works had shared or, checked his weather and in the 80s, which is, for someone from northwest Kansas, it's supposed to be snowing this time of year. Not that I'm complaining a whole hell of a lot, but yeah, this stuff of being in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, this is really weird for us for this time of year. But hey, Mother Nature's going to do what Mother Nature does. And I don't give a shit if the ass monkeys in whatever secret project it is playing with the weather or not. You know what? Mother Nature's going to come back and bite you in the ass. She does that because she's a hell of a lot bigger than you are. And she'll be here long after you're gone. Okay, I also see Chalcedony is here, as well as a double dipping of Chloe. Hey there, Chloe. How you doing? Looky there, Gary L is here. Awesome show this weekend, hun. I didn't get to listen to it live because I was otherwise occupied with, chores and things. And didn't, once you get in a groove, you really don't want to. So that's kind of the way where I was at over the weekend. Okay, let's see. IB Don C and IB Don C Work is here. So looky there, double dip into that as well. Oh, looky there, Atrax is in the 50s for Wyoming. Dang, yum. Yeah, a little bit on the warmish side around here for this time of year at least. I also see another double dipping going on here. We got Java Doctor and Java Doctor 2 going on. So, double dose of Java. I might need that caffeine. Just saying. But then again, might not. Never know. Okay, I also see Meisterbra. Hey, party. How you doing, darling? And Rob Works. Where? Rob is the bubbler. I miss my bubbler. Okay, because around here, the only bubbler I got going on is if I ate chili and I go take a bath. I just had to throw that in there. Yeah, why? Because it's one of those fucking days. And there you go, F-bomb of the day, 12 minutes in. I also see Sock Puppet, who enjoyed my intro music, and I might be in trouble after that. But then again, he's way over there and I'm way over here, so I think I'm safe. I also see Clank is here, as well as Colfax 101. And looky there, Demon Atrax is here. Not sure if you'll have a show Friday? Okay. Well, just let me know, hun, before I get done Friday, so I can introduce you or not, okay? I also see Etc. is over here, as well as, hey, Frumpy. Double dipping of Frumpy, because we got Frumpy and then we got Frumpy underscore. And then I'm here, kind of, sort of, but just wait, there's going to be more. I also see Grindel is here, as well as guest 18798, and looky there, Holy Jehovah. I much prefer Holy Free Holy, but, what the hell. And Juana Taco. That does sound good, hun. It really does. I haven't had supper yet, so just about anything sounds good right now. I also see kazoo or kozo or however you say that. I'm going to say kazoo because I know what a kazoo is. Oh, it's probably kazoo or what. Mary B. Hey there, lady. How's things down under? Thank you for that bubbler, by the way, Rob Works. I just saw that. Bless your pea-picking heart. Happy birthday to your daughter, sweetheart. Is that your eldest daughter? My eldest daughter is just a wee bit older. Let's see. I have to think here. Yeah, she'll be 37. Wow. Damn, I was a child bride. Wait a minute. I'm still a child. Or childish at heart, however you want to look at that. I also see pawn sauces here, as well as RLM 46525, and to round out the crew, the one, the only, the Tip Bob. So hey there, hi there, ho there, one and all. Are you ready for a bitch fest tonight? Because I feel one. It's been a bubbling all day long, and I'm ready. Could you? God bless you. I'm going to start off with John Stossel because, and I didn't finish listening to it because, I didn't want to run late in starting with my radio, but Illegal Everything. And it's something that is from 2012. And he mentions somewhere in there about just the previous year, which would have been 2011, that the government had added 80,000 pages of regulations. The federal government, mind you, 80,000 pages of regulations in 1 year. That's a bunch of shit. But what has really, really got my goat is all of this crap. You've got rules and regulations to where, they use obscure rules from countries like Honduras. All these lovely little hoops that you have to jump through in order to open a fucking lemonade stand. And, by the time you're done jumping through all those hoops and taking all the tests and doing all the other yada yada bullshit stuff to sell lemonade for 50 cents a cup or $1 a cup or $3 a cup, in order to get there, you've got to go through 3 to 4 months of bullshit, which is bullshit. But then again, it is the government. And then you have these lovely people in D.C. who their job is to be a lobbyist. And what is a lobbyist? A lobbyist is a paid person to go out and schmooze with all of the politicians that you hired, supposedly, those that are supposed to be there representing your case. They say it's representing, but they are representing your case. Whatever your case may be, whether it's back the fuck off, leave me the hell alone, I want to eat what I want to eat, and if you don't like what I eat, tough shit, you aren't eating it. I personally don't like Brussels sprouts. Am I going to write a law saying that no one can have Brussels sprouts? No, because if I did that and nobody, can you imagine the Brussels sprout police running around going, you smell like Brussels sprouts. Have you been eating Brussels sprouts? I think that's 10 years in prison for you. Really? That's about how asinine things are getting. And I'm getting sick of it. People going to jail for drinking raw milk. I grew up on raw milk. Maybe that's what's wrong with me now. I actually have an independent thought occasionally and have a tendency to voice that thought. Egad, oh my God, how dare she? It must be the raw milk. Can't have that shit. Make it illegal. There you go. Oh, by the way, if you were to pasteurize it, which means killing all that harmful bacteria, but what they don't tell you is it also kills the beneficial bacteria in milk. But if you pasteurize it, then you can drink it, but then it's just basically colored water. Take a glass of water, add some chalk. If it's not thick enough, add more chalk. There you go. Have a glass of pasteurized milk. Ain't that yummy? I don't think so. I prefer raw milk. But there are states that say that it's illegal to even possess it, let alone sell it. Can't have your lemonade stands without going through hoops. And lovely little lobbyists in DC, there was one individual in this video that was bragging about and justifying how he is working on a bill that he was presenting to Congress to make it illegal to start up a business. Why? Because we can't have these little startups cutting into the profits of the big guys. Can't be doing that. And he does get paid for this service. And you know what he gets paid for, this schmoozing service where he goes and bends the ear of those that are supposed to represent your case? He gets paid $775 an hour. And mind you, this was in 2012. I'm sure that there have been some adjustments for inflation, so he's probably making $1,000 an hour now. It's no fucking wonder your representatives no longer represent your case. Starting to see how ugly this shit's getting? It's gonna get worse. Hold on to your little tidy whities. Yeah. Then you have the cops. And we've got a little thing going on out here in Booneyville that is going to lead me into a few other things later on this evening that I received messages on over the weekend. But it's not bad enough that my hometown, which is about 90 miles away from here, a young man who graduated with my eldest daughter was shot dead because the cop felt threatened. Even though Joey was hard of hearing and autistic and was walking away from the police officer, was shot in the back. The officer felt threatened. Now, no charges have been filed against this officer yet. Probably won't be. But this is a case, like a lot of other cases that they were discussing in this John Stossel video, where you have police officers, whether they be young or older. There was one that was older, probably getting close to my age, and were very high on their power. High on the fact that they have this shiny little badge. You know, that's a special little insignia for them. It means I have the power. They all have that He-Man syndrome, you know? Any of you remember watching the He-Man cartoon? I have the power, and I will arrest your ass. Even if you're fucking in jammies on your front porch or in your own front lawn, not doing anything but standing out there with a cell phone videotaping a traffic stop. I will arrest your ass, and I will harass your ass, and I will come back later, even after the charges have been dropped. I will come back 3 months later and I will harass your ass, and those that are over visiting you, I will harass their asses too. And I will do it because I can. Have you had enough yet? Are you ready to tell them all to kiss your ass? Are you ready to give them all a boot in their butt? Are you ready to drop kick every damn one of them through the goalposts of life? Just wait. There's more. Oh, yeah. That's just the Stossel video, and I didn't finish it yet. Yeah. You know, Kazoo probably was the alien I don't remember from the Flintstones. Now I'm going to have to watch the Flintstones and check that out, Atrax. Thanks for reminding me, because that's back when cartoons were actually cartoons and they were fun. They aren't anymore. And Atrax, are you having trouble with Firefox? Because I'm having trouble with my Firefox at work. Not so much at home, but at work I'm having an awful lot of trouble with my Firefox. And I'm ready to drop kick it through the goalposts of life as well. Thank you, dear Valerie, for sharing that link of me over there on Facebook. I truly do appreciate it, hon. Okay. Now, I'm going to get to something that's just a skosh funny. I'm thinking Yeah, this is one that Sock Puppet shared over there in the RLM chat. Thank you ever so much, darling, for sharing that. This is from stateofthenation2012.com. WikiLeaks, Hillary's aide, good old Shitlery herself. She's acting like a retard. Okay, don't be calling her a retard, okay? Because I know quite a few retarded people, although you're not allowed to call them that anymore because that's demeaning. I can't tell you how many of them call themselves that, but, they are mentally impaired. Okay, if you want to use mentally impaired, that's a really big umbrella. And I think that pretty much covers every one of those representers in DC as well. But that's beside the point. She's acting like a retard. She smells like boiled cabbage, urine, and farts. And I'm sure there's evidence of the farts because she has sharts. Yeah, never trust a fart, honey. Never. Clench them cheeks. Oh, can't do that anymore? You must be topped off then. That's why you have anal leakage, because it's all just starting to you're overloaded, hon. You're overloading. Oh, your Firefox is working fine? Ah. And Windows 10, I'm not real keen on Windows 10. I have it on my other computer, and I got that computer because I had got a hell of a deal on it. But I'm thinking I'm probably going to wind up putting Linux on that one, because I'm not really enjoying the Windows 10 or the other bullshit that goes along with it. But back to Shitlery. I think that nickname is quite appropriate now. Even her closest advisors mock her now. Which, by the way, has anybody seen Uma lately? Is there going to be an article, somewhere in the news tomorrow? Tragic accident. Yeah, I need to load that on my computer at work, hon. I don't have that on my computer at work. I had it running cleaners. I had it running something else today when I left, though, because it was really freaking pissing me off, which was just adding to my boiling over kind of thing. Okay, back to this article. Even her closest advisors mock her. How can she possibly be considered presidential? Well, it depends on what she's a president of. President of Poop Leakage Anonymous? Sharts Anonymous? Anal Leakage Anonymous? Man, I had a really good idea. Here, check my panties and you can see it. One of those kind of things. Ew, that was just wrong. Well, WikiLeaks apparently is a gift that keeps on giving. So how must Shitlery feel now that she's learning how people really feel about her? Et tu, Podesta? Yes, Podesta himself wrote this one. He knows her and doesn't respect her, but you are supposed to vote for her, right? Yeah, right. So, apparently they've got a little screenshot here. Let's check this shit out. From john.podesta@gmail.com. Gmail, that hits the spot, don't it? It's the Gmail spot. People tell me that Hillary is acting like a retard since her head injury. Frankly, considering her normal behavior, I'm surprised anyone noticed. Have someone talk to her doctor and see if there's anything he can give her. No, there's just some things you just plain can't fix with a pill. Just saying. Also, I've noticed she has an odor lately. It reminds me of a combination of boiled cabbage, urine, and farts. I'm guessing it's either connected to her fall or simply the fact that she rarely bathes. Ew, is she trying to go back to like the Henry VIII time frame, where it was very regal to have that aroma? You had, is that what they meant by, when you walked into a room, you had an air about you? Just wondering. Outside of encouraging her to take a shower once in a while, I don't know what to do about this. Any suggestions would be appreciated. Okay. If you have someone that is running for POTUS that doesn't even know when to shower, and you're going to give them control of the button? Wow. Oh, Hillary's acting like she doesn't have an act? Oh, she has wow. Yeah. Okay. Hillary should be president of the cell block. You know, I've seen her in orange. It really is a rather flattering color for her, if you could say that out loud. Oh, cyanide, cyanide, cyanide. Cyanide, Sweet Tooth Suicide. Hey, that is also a Shine Down song. I could have played that one. That would have been rather appropriate. But no, I thought The Sound of Madness would be way more appropriate for this evening because, yeah, my evil twin has been running around inside my head going, would you just let me the fuck out? Because I really have a lot of shit to say today. So, yeah, she's having fun. Or maybe it's just I'm having fun and blaming her. I'm not telling. So where do we begin? He's willing to call her a retard. Because, well, even retards are better than that. All of the retards I have ever met were never as shitlery as Shitlery is. They were actually pleasant to be around. Every damn one of them. And I know some of them that are not exactly fun people. But, wow, they're a lot more pleasant to be around than I would imagine that walking, talking vacuum cleaner bag is. Seriously, have you looked at the clothes she wears? It looks better on a vacuum bag. Oh, I didn't have a look at that? Honey, I don't look at YouTube thingies just before the show, except for my John Stossel that I checked out. Let me see. Which one is this? Just a sec. Ah. Wow. Well, I will have to check that out when I get done. Yeah. Not while I'm live, though. Beetle! How you doing, sweetheart? I know you're not listening just yet because you just logged in, but Beetle! How's your house cleaner doing? Did you hire her? Don't hire me for your house cleaner, hon, because, you know, anymore these last couple of years, it's like, who gives a shit? It's just me and the critters, so I dust when I have to. Fuck it. I don't care. I vacuum. I sweep. I scrub. My dishes are done. My stove is clean. But dusting? Until I can write my name in it. Okay, that's not true, but, you know, I'm not a duster. I don't like dusting. And I don't do windows very well either. But what the hell? You want to track the person who has what the hell? I want to know who in the hell's got mine. Somebody has got Grammy. Because it was, I played, you know, and I did under Grammy for quite some time. And then somebody took it. Because I just never got around to it. You know, one of them round to it's? I have one of those. In any case, excuse me. Back to this. Okay, he also referenced her fall twice. Which, did she fall or was she pushed? Inquiring minds want to know. Clearly, he thinks she's got medical issues. Even wanted to speak to her doctor. Not having her speak to her doctor. She has poor personal hygiene. But she's supposed to stand on a world stage representing American citizens. Well, you know, if that's what you want, that's what you got. It's be careful what you wish for time, innit? Apparently it shows that she has surrounded herself with people or not with people able to stand firm and correct her when she errs, but the sort of people that applaud her every decision because, oh, please don't kill me. I don't want to be arc-icided. Hi, you look lovely in that Hoover bag. Yes, you do. Need a house cleaner that could cook? I don't know. What do you charge? Inquiring minds want to know. Barf, puke, ack. Let's see. Looking for an all-in-one package. Yeah. Yes, Beetle, I do laugh. It's just that sometimes when I laugh, it's not a good thing. Just saying, hun. I will have to do that sock puppet. I'm really not fretting about it though, because I've grown rather attached to Grams. It works better. Barf. What? Beetle? What the hell? Did you eat something that is not sitting well with you, darling? Okay, moving along. So, lovely little Shitlery. The lovely little creature that she is. Of course, today's opposite day. And, I also probably, I don't really need to tell you, but y'all know that I have a tendency to overshare. And I went to my doctor's appointment yesterday, fully intending on telling her that I won't be back. I love you, darling, but I won't be back. Until she walked in the room. And she started asking me about what all this bullshit was going on. And seriously, her words, what's all this bullshit going on with this unaffordable care crap? And what the hell? And she's picking my brain on all of this stuff. And finally, like 15 minutes into the appointment, she goes, oh, we probably ought to do your physical, huh? And I'm thinking, oh, holy God. So, yeah, her next patient probably wasn't real happy with me. And I know my coworkers weren't real happy with me because a half an hour doctor's appointment turned into an hour and a half. Oops. Yeah, and, just so you know, I really didn't have that good of a time, other than the conversation. The rest of the time it was like, I hate this stirrup part. Which I do. And she tried to talk me into a mammogram, and it's like, no, I am not going there ever again, because I really don't like that whole Play-Doh Unfun Factory thing, and I really don't want to pose for National Geographic, the American Zimbabwe version. So, no, I'm not getting a mammogram, besides the fact that I've actually read about those things. And I have a sister-in-law who is a retired RN who has never had a mammogram. And she said, do you know why I've never had one? Because I read the medical information on those things and I will never have one. So, having a sister-in-law that tells you that is in the retired from the medical community and doing my own research, no thank you. No, thank you. I've grown rather accustomed to the girls not being all flat and saggy. But other than that, yeah, physicals are ever so much fun. But I get to go back because I got scolded. But I think part of that is because she wishes to have another conversation because she knew, and she wanted me to schedule my appointment to where she wouldn't have another appointment after it so that she wouldn't be pissing off another patient. So my appointment is just before her lunchtime. So I have a feeling my doctor is wanting to pick my brain a little bit more. But part of the reason why I agreed to come back is because she scolded me and she said you need to start taking your thyroid meds again because you're overworking your pituitary. Although the thyroid is still putting out the amount of hormone that it needs to be putting out, your pituitary is overworking, and the reason it's overworking is because it's having to tell your thyroid more often you need to produce your T3 and T4. So she said, cut your thyroid pills in half. It'll be okay, which I'm already on the lowest dosage that you can be on. And it is the all-natural thyroid stuff. So she had me cutting it in half, and then she started telling me all kinds of other supplements that are natural supplements to start using. And in the first 3 weeks, because I'm going back in 6 weeks, but in these first 3 weeks, I'm supposed to be cutting my thyroid pills in half and starting on the natural supplements. And then the last 3 weeks, I'm supposed to start cutting them in fourths and increasing the natural supplements. And then we'll do blood work again, and then we'll see how that's going, because she wants to wean me off of the prescription, because I told her I want to get off of it because I don't like this dangleberry care bullshit, the death care stuff, and she said, I'm with you. But the other reason that she was really concerned about this is she's starting to have patients, and y'all need to pay attention to this because it's not just elderly patients that are getting this shit. She's starting to have patients call her and ask her, do I need this? Did you actually tell someone that I needed this? Whether it be the little scooter chair, or it be a certain kind of walker, or it be some other apparatus, that they are now starting to get telemarketers calling them and saying that I see that you are taking such and such medication, or I see that you are doing such and such physical therapy. And so we have this that we will offer you, and it won't cost you anything. Medicare will cover it. And so these people are agreeing to it. And she was asking me, who in the hell and how in the hell are these people getting her patients' medical information? She was really upset and wanting to know how in the hell telemarketers are getting access to her patients' medical files or medical information. And I said, the way I look at it, with Dangleberry Care and all of the lovely little things that you have to put on that website, which I think is probably connected with Medicaid, Medicare, all that other fun stuff, and they are selling this information. So not only is the government raping you right up front with increased premiums, by the way, those are going to become astronomical after the first of the year, but now they're also selling your information to telemarketers who are trying to convince you to purchase medical supplies like hover chairs and walkers that you don't need, and CPAP machines that you really don't need, fun little things like that are not cheap. And what, they're telling you that you don't have to pay for it. It's free to you. No, it's not. Because she explained to me, which I kind of sort of had an inkling on because my mom is on Medicare right now, and she, pays for a certain Medicare plan, and which I thought was bullshit. I thought that's what your tax money went for, but there I go having an independent thought. In any case, it depends on the plan that you have as to how much coverage you're going to have. And some of these patients that she has, and a lot of her patients are elderly because she's been practicing for quite some time, and, her patients were older than her, so you kind of logic dictates that they're going to be elderly now or on Medicaid and Medicare. And she said what they're finding out now is that they're stuck with the bill for at least half, some of them 3/4 of this supposedly free apparatus that is not free because Medicare, Medicaid is paying for it, which means the rest of us are paying for it. So Does that give you a warm and fuzzy feeling? To know that the government is selling your medical information to telemarketers, because that's what it breaks down to. They are selling it to telemarketers who are now calling you, excuse me, or calling your parents or your elder siblings and saying, guess what? Have we got a deal for you? It's bullshit, people. Have you had enough yet? Huh? I understand. I listened to Hal this morning, listened to one of his podcasts from the first part of October, and I understand his frustration. And Hal, darling, bless your heart. I truly appreciate you putting all that information out there. But I got to tell you, sweetheart, everybody has their own path, and everybody gets to things in their own time. And some people don't recognize or see things as clearly as you do, and I understand how frustrating that is. Trust me, darling, I understand how you just sometimes want to hug someone around the neck until they shut the fuck up or stop moving. I understand that frustration. I truly do. I have it quite often, actually, especially a lot lately. But, you can lead people to knowledge, but you can't make them do anything with it. All you can do is put it out there, and getting yourself frustrated, getting angry, and trust me, I understand, but getting frustrated over it doesn't help you any. All it does is raise your blood pressure. So you've just got to be comfortable and know that, okay, this is all I can do is put it out there. What they do with it, they do with it. I am going to take care of myself. And if someone comes at me or comes up to me and starts complaining because they are dealing with such and such situation, and I have given them the tools to work their way through it, but no, they want me to, or they want you to fix it. They don't want to fix it. They want someone else to do it for them because, well, they've grown up with that. The government takes care of that shit. But when the government is the one that's doing that, you got to learn to pull up your big girl panties or your big boy tidy whities or your boxers. Or if you go commando, well, just don't get nothing vital caught in the zipper. But you got to learn to start doing it for yourself. And that's what's going on right now, people. If this shit is pissing you off, if you're getting tired of it, don't just sit there and be pissed about it. Start doing something about it. Even if you don't feel as though you can go to D.C. and do something about it, because seriously, I don't think that would do shit. If a bunch of us march on D.C., which one of the videos suggested earlier, that I listened to earlier today, I had a lot of them playing while I was doing my paperwork and answering phones and getting frustrated. And in any case, converging on DC, all that will do is make a nice target. Seriously, that will make a very nice target. They can clean up a lot of the rabble-rousers in one fell kaboom. Do they care that they take out the so-called representative government? I don't think so, because they don't represent any of us anyway. The government is just a little shill. Those lovely little coconuts with the P underneath. You got to find where the P is, because the little P, that's that little son of a bitch that's doing things. It's not the other two empty little coconuts or cups or what have you. So, wow, I'm really off on a rant. In any case, if you're tired of shit, and Hal, honey, you know what to do. You take care of you. You share your information. You be absolutely awesome. And keep putting it out there. But then let it go. Just let it go. And I need to be listening to this advice myself, because whew, sometimes people they're just going to look at it and they're going to call you crazy. They're going to call you a tinfoil hatter. And you just look at them and go, yeah, I am. But you know what? I'm over here. I'm doing good. If you want to do good too, you might want to check out some of the shit that I'm doing, and you might want to emulate some of that. And if you don't want to emulate it, hey, that is on you. Don't come crying to me. I have given you the tools. You need to learn how to use them. So, that's pretty much, and, for the most part, when I'm on here, and I know I say that I just do a lot of giggling and sharing and that kind of stuff. And for the most part, that's what I do. Because I really think people need to have something funny. People need to have something that will lift their spirits, that will make them feel better. Sometimes the world is just so fucking ugly that someone needs to step up and say, but look over here. Step away from that ugliness for a while and look over here. This is funny. This is gorgeous. This is awesome. Look at this amazing person excuse me, over here. There really is an awful lot of really cool shit going on. But we keep getting steered back over to the ugliness because that's what they put in the news. And that's what they want you to see. They want you to be frustrated. They want you to be angry. They want you to not be able to think clearly because you are frustrated and angry and fearful. But when you step back from that for just a minute and you notice things, you see someone helping a little old lady across the street and you go, that's awesome. There are still people out here that care. Or you see someone that is running a no-kill animal shelter. And they're doing way better than those government-subsidized places that say they're no-kill until you check out the dumpster out back. When you see people doing wonderful things, stepping up and doing what the government says it's supposed to be there for. And these people, private individuals, getting together and doing it for less money and doing 100%, 200% better than everyone else, then you go, that sucks. But I'm going to come over here and I'm going to see if I can help. Because you see how the little guy can make a difference. This over here is all it's intended for, is to make you feel like you are a little guy and you have no options. You are just a little guy. But over here, on this other side where people are helping, that's the little guy making a difference. That's the little guy doing something. That's the little guy affecting change. Even if it's just positive change in your own world, the little guy is doing it without the help of the big bully on the block. In spite of the big bully on the block, the little guy is achieving. That's what you need to focus on. And really, some of the other things that I'm going to get to here in just a little bit are some instances where the little guy is being crushed by the system and the people in the system that are doing it. Because the people that get into that system, the people that gravitate to that system, are messed in the head. Now, granted, they are following their path of least resistance. That is, everybody has their own path of least resistance. And that's kind of how they go. My path of least resistance is to prattle on like a crazy person from time to time and to laugh like crazy and to try and make people feel a little bit more comfortable. That's my path of least resistance because I feel better about myself. I'm able to look at myself in the mirror and go, okay, who's that old person? Shit, I don't remember that person. Damn it all. But I can still laugh at it. And I feel okay. It's like, okay, well, hey, she's got good hair. But, I can look myself in the mirror in the morning. Now, if I didn't at least say something, if I didn't at least try and be an example or try and show people when asked, I'm not going to show you unless you ask for assistance. I'm not going to just step in there and tell you, here, get out of my way. Let me do that. I used to do that. I used to. And I got exhausted. I got burnt out. And I got burnt out because people started expecting it without any appreciation coming back. Not that I actually expected appreciation, but it would have been nice. And it got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. Now I don't do it for anybody else. If I go out and do something nice, I do it because I want to and because I feel better about myself when I do it. And that's the way everybody, I think, if it doesn't make you feel good for what you just did, then don't do it. It's going against your grain. It's going against your stream. It's going against your path. You're stepping off into the brambles and tearing yourself up. Cut it out. If it doesn't work for you, if it doesn't give you that feel-good, warm feeling, that, hey, I accomplished something, I really did something good, then don't go there. But if you want me to help you with it, I have a strong back and a weak mind. I don't mind. I will help. But if you don't ask, I'll stay over here in the peanut gallery with my lawn chair and my pizza and my beer or whatever adult beverage I decide to consume that evening. And I'll watch until you ask for help. And then I'll get up off my dead ass and I'll go, okay, so what do you want me to do? Because that's just kind of, I just do that. I can't help it. It's just kind of the way I operate. But unfortunately, in this world, there are people that say those, the 7 scariest words in the world. I'm from the government. And I'm here to help. Is that 7 words or is that more? Those are the ones that are scary. And those are the ones that are really fucking people over. Okay, did someone use my name? Bad times when you get your dating... Yeah, that is bad times, hon. Oh, Beatles stripping wallpaper. Yeah, oh, okay. Honey, I'm glad you enjoy that. Okay. New pair of rose-colored glasses. There you go. Hey, I want some of those. I need some of those. Oh, well. I need to look in my messages over here on Fakeybook. Because I saved what was sent to me on my other computer. And so I need to pull up some of these. I got some screenshots that a young lady had shared on her Facebook page. And they were screenshots of text messages that were going back and forth. And I got these while I was chit-chatting with Grammy during the Freakers Ball, or Balls to the Wall, last Friday. Since then, I've gotten several more little tidbits. And they didn't exactly make me happy. I was really needing some rose-colored glasses really, really bad. But there is a senator in California who's a total dickweed. A total massive douche. You know, and douches are not good for you, by the way. Just putting that out there. You know, just in case someone goes, oh, but douches are beneficial. No, they're not. And especially not this ass munch. This assholio, a young lady was dealing with him. She's an activist. And apparently CPS stepped in and took her child. Now, I'm not real sure what the backstory is on a lot of this because and I went and I looked at her page as well, and I didn't see a whole lot of backstory going on other than sharing these screenshots. But suffice it to say, this senator told her that if she wished to be able to be reunited with her son, she was going to have to perform some services for him. And let's see. One of his comments that he said to her is, "You and I are going to have sex and consummate an agreement to solve your problems." This is a state senator in California. Jim Beal, I believe, and it's from activist Janie G. He basically says, I responded nicely, and it's senator to you. And she says, I don't give a duck. You don't treat me the way you have and expect kindness from me. And it looks like the autocorrect in her text was, using luck instead of fuck. But it says, you will be lucky to be able to text when I'm done with you. So he goes on to say, okay, with dragging over half of the adult population of the entire South Bay, Silicon Valley of California into this with you, and children are tortured, raped, murdered, every fucking day because of you, Senator Jim Beal. And you have the complete nerve to, with your completely unwarranted case of narcissism, arrogance, and overinflated prideful ego, go to call me deranged, and it's supposed to be an insult or what? Your words are as meaningless as your claims to innocence. Apparently, he has friends that will help her, though, in the government. And if she'd like to consult with them, this is how the government works. So if she could send him some pictures, then maybe he can take her to Cancun next month. And they can have a consultation along with a few other government officials that might be able to smooth her path so that she can get her child back. This is a fucking senator doing this shit. Are you happy, California? Are you proud of yourselves that you got a piece of shit like this representing you, that's making legislation in your state? Does this just make you pleased as punch? Does this surprise anybody that there is a state senator that's doing that kind of shit? Doesn't surprise me one damn bit. So that's one of the things that he sent me. And then later on, he sent me another link about an individual that is putting herself forth as an activist to protect children from pedophiles. And stuff is starting to come out now that she is actually one herself. And not only is she one, she's also selling her child. Her own child. So what I want to address here, now I don't have a whole lot of, he's got some screenshots of some messages that she sent. I want to confirm some of this stuff before I start releasing any kind of names or any of that fun shit. But suffice it to say, I saw enough to make me just want to... there's very few people in this world that I would not feel one bit bad about choking the life out of. Seriously, and I would want it to be an up-close and personal thing. And pedophiles is one of them. You abuse a child, you abuse an animal, and you are the lowest of the low. You are lower than whale shit in my books. And that's at the bottom of the ocean. And even whale shit is beneficial to the life that lives on the bottom of the ocean. Y'all aren't. Pedophiles are the lowest of the low. And so when I see people putting themselves out there, supposedly, they're, oh, I'll help you. You need to come to our group. Please let me know where you are. You can trust me. Let me know what was done to you. You know these people, they collect that information from these children. They get these children to trust them. They collect this information from them and then they use it against them. And that's the same shit they turn around doing to these children. Those sick son of a bitches need to be removed. And they're in every walk of life. And seeing all of this shit coming out from the shitlery emails was pretty much the last straw. Because I wasn't really sure if I was going to go there with this stuff this evening. I really wasn't. I was wanting to kind of get a little bit more input. But seeing some of these releases on shitlery have just been the icing on the cake. And they've just been, it's like, and you want to play along with the game. You want this person to be in that seat. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference if the POTUS doesn't have power. If it doesn't really have, if that's just the puppet, if that's just the sacrificial lamb, that doesn't make any difference. What makes a difference is there are people out there that overlook the vile, disgusting things that this person has gotten away with. And trust me, I use that term person very loosely. This is probably one of the most vile bipeds I have ever had the displeasure of putting my eyes on, let alone having to listen to their voice. Vile. Now I understand this, she's on her path of least resistance. And that doesn't, I've got to acknowledge that. This is shitlery's path of least resistance. But holy crapanoli, how fucked in the head do you have to be to think that this is the best path for you? If that's the least resistant path for you to take in this life, to be that vile, to be that hurtful, and you don't care who it is you hurt, to be that arrogant as to believe it is your due. Oh my God, that path of least resistance, it's no wonder she smells of cooked cabbage and urine and farts. Because she's swimming down shit creek. She really is. And it's absolutely disgusting. Oh, what's that, Grammy? Ignorance is bliss for an awful lot of people until you push them into shit creek and let them float around with the rest of those floaters. Ecosexual believe having sex with the earth could save it. Oh, honey. Oh, my God. Even when I was a little kid, I wasn't that stupid. God. Wow. There's some really messed up people in the world, Grammy. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and open up that link, but I'm not done with my bitching yet. I may save that for the end. Wow, there's some messed up people in this world. Okay. Now, all this shit with shitlery, all of these emails, all this bullshit. And you see these people out stumping for her. And then you see her telling these people to go out and have an intervention with Trumpelstiltskin voters, which me personally, I think they're both delusional. Both camps are delusional. I mean, after all of the shit, if you even have one eye cracked open just a millimeter and let just that little bit into that one eye, holy crap, how can you believe in voting anymore? How can you believe in it? How can you continue? Because you're basically condoning the system when you play along with the system. How can you do that? I can't. I just can't. And the more shit I see, the more I go, no. That is not the world I want to live in. That is not the world I want to be a part of. I am going to create my own little world over here. I'm going to do my own little thing. And until your world gets right in my face, I'm going to continue doing my little thing. But trust me, you try and get into my face, and somebody's going to be a hurting unit for a little while. I am not going to go. Do not go gently into that good night. And I will not go gently. I will rage. I will rage with the dying of the light. I know I fucked that up totally, but I don't care, because you know what? I'm not exactly one of those that's really good at just flat-ass quoting. I gotta throw my 2 cents worth into it. Because that's how I roll. I just can't believe people are actually out there stumping for either camp. Or even Gary Johnson. I don't like him either. I don't trust anyone that think that they know what's best for everyone else. I don't know what's best for anyone else. Hell, it took me a long time to figure out what was best for me. And every day, that changes. Because every day, I get a little bit more input. And I decide, well, you know what? That over there, that looks like that would work a little bit better for me than what I've been doing. So every day, my perception, my opinion of what works best for me changes. And that's as it should be. For me. That's my world. I think it would be awesome if there were more people that were like that. But I'm not going to tell everybody else you have to do that. Because that's not my place. It's not my place to tell you what you have to do. But I will tell you that there are some things that are just flat ass not acceptable in any kind of society. And abusing innocence, abusing little ones or animals, doing something just for the sheer pleasure of causing pain is just flat ass wrong. There is no way that can ever be contorted into being a right. Ever. And so people that do that kind of shit, I think their meat suit needs to get its expiration date stamped by booyah right across its forehead. And that expiration date needs to be now. But once again, that's my personal opinion. I think they need to be taken out. Now, I also firmly believe that that the individual does not die. It's just the meat suit that dies. But maybe that individual will go back into the massive consciousness, get back in touch with that massive consciousness, and be able to look back at all the horrid things it did and not go, oops, my bad, but maybe go, holy fuck, I was a total douche, wasn't I? It's no wonder people stamped an expiration date on my forehead. Now! I needed to be taken out. Looking back on it. But while I was in that meat suit, I was having a damn good time torturing people. Because I was one sick fuck. There's a lot of them out there. A lot of them. And I really honestly think that's the only thing that I really do think deserves a death penalty. And if I saw someone doing something like that, whether someone, whether it was legal or not, I would take it upon myself to do whatever force, apply whatever force was necessary to put a stop to whatever vile act they were perpetuating upon an innocent. If that force resulted in their meat suit having an expiration date of now stamped across its forehead, so be it. But that's just the way I roll. I'd probably feel bad. I know I'd feel bad about it later just because I know it would bother me that I actually did that to another living being. But I would feel bad for just a little bit, because then I would see that child or that animal that was being tortured, and I would think, no more, sweetheart. We can help you deal with those scars. The scars will never go away, but we can help you deal with them. But at least that piece of shit, that walking, talking biped that is nothing but a walking, talking sewer system, that one will no longer harm you or any others in the future. So, I would feel bad for a little bit. A little bit. Like maybe a second or two. But I gotta admit, I probably would feel bad. And then I would move along. And I don't know how there's any kind of justification for this shit, but this is one of those things that I really think needs to be eradicated. Even if it's just stepping up and sharing your opinion with people and saying, this is just fucked up. Do you know this is going on? Because you'd be surprised how many people don't know that that's going on. And one of the reasons I'm kind of sort of dwelling on this is because I found out today, even little Podunkville that I live in, 2,000 people, I don't have children in the school system anymore. And I really don't, seeing as how I work in town, but I live farther out in the boonies where it's like 35 houses is it. And so I really didn't know this shit was going on. But apparently there is a young man in town who is now in high school, but a couple of years ago he was I'm not exactly sure if he was in high school when this started or if he's just now in high school, like a sophomore in high school. Timeline is really immaterial because they decided to treat him as a juvie. But a couple years ago, he was doing a little texting thing and Facebook thing with some of the local girls. Now, this child, mind you, is one of our star football players and a star wrestler. Gotta put that out there as well. He was convincing little girls to send him nudie pics, even if it's just of their chest or of their bare behind. A few of them sent a little bit more explicit pictures, being naive little girls that they were. And these were little girls that were middle school age on up into freshman and high school. By the time it got found out, by the time parents found out from daughters that were terrified because they refused to send him any more explicit pictures, and so he started sending threatening tweets, or not tweets, but texts and threatening messages on Facebook, and the girls were scared to go to school. That's when parents found out. 51 charges against him. 51. 2 years later, nothing has been done. And do you know why? Because his family's lawyer got it moved to my hometown. The same town that is not going to press charges, that didn't see any reason to press charges against a police officer that shot and killed an autistic young man in the back. This is going on in my town. I'm not a happy camper when that kind of ugly shows up on my doorstep. Not at all. And I found out that there are now new cases coming up because the little son of a bitch not only did that, but now it has come out that he has sold some of these pictures. So that's selling child pornography over the internet. And this has just come about in the last few months. In the town that I've lived and worked in for 30-some years, this kind of shit's going on. And I think, oh my God. And I know his parents, he's, kind of weird, but I never thought of him as being like that. And she's an absolutely amazing lady. She really is a very sweet lady, but I think they have covered up for their son for entirely too long. And the school's not doing anything, even though the school has a court order to not allow him to come within so many feet of any girls. He is also always supposed to be chaperoned through the school, which I'm thinking, what the hell is he still doing in this school system, number one? Why in the hell isn't he in juvie? Somewhere. Away from these girls. I also found out that his phone never got confiscated as material evidence. It's like, what the fuck? Because part of the defense's story is that, the reason those pictures are out there and got sold on the internet was his phone got a virus. And that's what happened. This kind of bullshit's got to stop, peeps. I don't know what I can do in my local town, but you can bet your sweet ass I'm not going to be quiet about it. And I'm going to start asking questions. And I'm going to be putting my nose into that because it's like, nuh-uh. These girls should not be scared to go to school. I know a lot of people don't like the public education system, and I really don't care what it's turned into. It's not wonderful. But those children should not be afraid to go to school, and those children should not be terrified of their classmates. And that little son of a bitch should not be there with them. He should not. The reason I found out about this is because one of the parents of one of the daughters was in where I work today. And he was madder than Hobbsy hell because he had just come from a meeting with the investigator because his daughter had just received another threat. And he had just been to one of the football games over the weekend. And this young man who is still playing on the varsity football team, as he was walking back to the showers, slapped 3 girls on the ass. And no one did anything. except for this dad. And this dad got told to calm down. This shit needs to stop, people. It really needs to stop. You cannot continue to condone this crap. You cannot continue to turn a blind eye. You cannot continue to say, it's not my child. Because how do you know? How do you know your child just isn't terrified and ain't telling you? How many other people have that shit going on? It's ridiculous, and it needs to stop. And we need to stop it. We need to step up. We need to be heard. We need to say that you cannot send this to a jurisdiction that you know it will get lost in the paperwork. And then all of a sudden, statute of limitations has run out. No more. This shit's got to stop. If you know something's going on or you suspect something's going on, you start stepping up in your community. I see you guys are talking about funny things over here in the chat. Thank God somebody's having fun. Because, wow. Although I do feel a little bit better after venting, I am a wee bit lightheaded. Oh, Lord. Yeah, Grim, I'm not real sure that I feel safe with her having nuclear launch codes either. Because, wow, she's just fucking scary. Even though, and I did tell my doctor yesterday, and she didn't think I was crazy. She actually went, I hadn't thought about it like that. But I did tell my doctor the other day yesterday that I really don't think Hillary's alive. I think that's a body double. Because I said, if you've watched the videos, if you've watched any of this shit, and she said, I've suspected that there's a body double doing a lot of these appearances just for the simple fact that the facial features are wrong. And, being a doctor and noticing a lot of that stuff because, well, it's part of her job. And she deals with predominantly elderly patients. So she notices, and she said the wrinkles are wrong, number one. And the distance between eyes is wrong. She's noticed things. I don't think that's shitlery out there. Not the one that we've all grown to love to hate. I think that's a body double. But now I'm going to get to this article that Grammy shared because I really, really, really need to end on a happy note because I need it. And I know as soon as I'm done, I'm going to need to go and take a nice long Calgon take me away kind of thing. Simply because, thank you, Demon Atrax. Yeah, they need to eliminate the statute of limitation on rape cases because you know what? I don't give a shit what anybody says, even those, these people that say, well, you survived. And trust me, I was one of those that said that because I did a little bit of counseling in my day, and I still have spoken with people that have been through that because I've been through it. And I know what it's like. And I got told, you survived. And so, that was, and at that time, it really was something that I held on to. It was like, okay, I survived, as opposed to others that did not. So, but it is something that it stays with you your whole life. It really does. You don't have to let it, you don't have to be a victim your whole life. Now, I personally have used mine as something to say, you know what, sweetheart, I understand what you're going through. I truly do. And if you want to talk, and I can let you know how I dealt with, so if that helps with you. But, and sometimes all you need is just someone to help. Yes, Atrax, especially with the rape of children. Of course, I think with the rape of children, I think that's an automatic death sentence. But I also, on the other side of that, these women that say that they were raped, and basically what it is buyer's remorse a day or two later, and then it come to find out that that's what it was after the man that they accused of raping them has been through that whole process, dragged through the mud or through the shit or whatever. When it comes out that she made it up because she had some buyer's remorse going on, I think she needs to be prosecuted. Because she just ruined his life. She just mind-fucked him. So, it's an ugly, ugly, ugly world out there sometimes. And if you can survive it and find a little glimmer of hope, and maybe, and that's kind of what I hope to think I'm doing for people is, giving you a little glimmer of hope, a little bit of something to make you go, whoo, okay, there is that. If I can, I try to do that. And, sometimes it just gets a wee bit much even for me, and that's why tonight is my bitch night. I have got to get those evil spirits out of the building. And when I'm done, I am going to have a Calgon take me away. I am going to get my essential oils out and my Epsom salt and a good book. And I'm going to go soak because I feel icky after this one. I really do. But I had to get that out. And yeah, there are some ugly, ugly people. And those vile and disgusting people, they really need to. You were pretty drunk that night, Demon Atrax? Well, hon. Yeah. Okay, I got to get to this silly one that Grammy shared. Cuz I got to get in a better mood, better frame of mind here. I do feel better though. That was rather cathartic. Sorry for dumping on y'all. Hoopsie. Thank you, RLM 46525. That helps. Because it's days like today where it's really hard to keep that smile a-going. Okay. From Vice.com. Ecosexuals, huh? So are these people ground pounders? I thought that was something to do with the oil field. Apparently ecosexuals believe that having sex with the earth could save it. Planting your seed, huh? Plowing the rows? If you happen to find yourself in Sydney this week, yes, Demon Atrax, I am one of them thou readers. If you happen to find yourself in Sydney this week, you may have the unique opportunity to have sex with the earth. Do you have to go all the way to Sydney to do that? Damn, that seems like an awful long way to go to get a piece of dirt. And, I can just step out in the yard and cop a feel with the ground. I don't know that I have to go all the way to Sydney to do that. In any case, you just need to stop by the Ecosexual Bathhouse, which is currently part of the Sydney Liveworks Festival of Experimental Art. Oh, this is art! Oh, that avant-garde stuff. Alrighty. The bathhouse is an interactive installation created by artist Lauren and Ian. We'll just go with that because I'm I'm brain befuzzled after all the ranting tonight, and so I'm not going to fuck with last names. They are of Pony Express, who described the work to me as a no-holds-barred extravaganza meant to dissolve the barriers between species as we descend into oblivion. Between species? So are you having a little sexual tete-a-tete with four-legged critters as well? Because that's just fucking sick and wrong, too. Unless that sheep comes up to you and goes, you know, that's not bad. How's about you and me? We do a little ugly bumping. You know, unless a sheep comes up and tells you that, leave the sheep alone. Okay? And just because someone wants to get a little squirrely, don't mean they want to play with your nuts. Okay? Because you may not like the way a squirrel plays with your nuts. They have sharp teeth and claws, and they like to take them over and put them in a hole. Hi, Jukesy Loops! Oh well, apparently this is a result of our global environmental crisis. Oh, so we're having a global environmental crisis, so you want to quite literally fuck the earth. Yippee skippy! That's the way to do it. Hi. Of course, they also see this as a piece, or their piece as a part of a larger ecosexual movement, which they say is gathering momentum around the world. Yeah, everybody, it's not as if big corporations are fucking the earth bad enough. How about we all go out and fuck the earth? It's for its own good. Because, you know, Mother Earth hasn't knocked off a piece in a while. So let's get after it, okay? Let's get her rocks off, why don't we? Yeah. Holy shit. Oh, hey, look. There's a picture of two people with little face masks on. And they have, what is that? Sprouts? Oh, look. I've got something sprouting for you. Oh, baby. Hubba, hubba, hubba. Good Lord. Grammy and Moosey, y'all are sick in the head. You seriously are. But thank you for sharing that with me. Hitlery is Shirley Jones in disguise. Oh my God, that is so... Thanks, T.D. Sanders. Wow. I should have known. Partridge Family should have been a clue. Son of a bitch. Damn it all. See, I'm just not as quick on the uptake as you are, TD. Damn it all. Wow. Oy. Okay, I gotta share this over on the effing site. Because I just... Thank you, though, because I'm thinking, holy crap, I thought I was crazy and messed in the head. But quite obviously, there are multiple levels of messed in the head. Which, speaking of multiple levels, I keep hearing this shit of people living above the law and certain individuals thinking that they live above the law. Do y'all realize that the law is basically supposed to be a barrier? You know, that's supposed to be the lowest level that you can sink to and still be considered a decent, respectable human being amongst other human beings or amongst society. And when you break the law, that means you sink to lower levels. That means you are sinking into depravity. You are sinking into the depths of despair, if you will. You know, so when you break the law, it's not like you're breaking through something that's above you, you know, that we all live below this upper echelon of law, that this is what you should aspire to. No, you should aspire to stay above the law. And when Shitlery says that she's above the law or acts like she's above the law, then she's acting like she's the rest of us, or thinking that she's like the rest of us that don't go around breaking the law. Thank you, Frumpy. I really do kind of sort of need one, but I think I'll probably blow my nose when I get done. Sorry. Although I do have some massive snuffle issues going on right now. Sorry about that. I'm sure that's really appetizing for those of you listening in. Sorry. In any case, so yeah, when she breaks the law, which is basically she's no longer a civilized human being. She's no longer doing things amongst the rest of us that are deemed acceptable to the rest of us. Things like not killing people, things like not abusing small animals or not abusing small children. Those kind of things. Things like not really getting pleasure in seeing other people suffering. Those are things that are acceptable amongst the rest of society. The rest of society doesn't want to see others suffer. We really don't like to see people get hurt unless it's like, a boxing match or something like that where it's two people who agree to go in and pound the shit out of each other for money. If you want to do that, that's up to you. You two agree, you have a contract, you go in, you pound the shit out of each other, you both make some money out of the deal. Hey, booyah, that's your thing. I used to watch boxing. Just can't watch it anymore because it's like, some bitch. I think the empathic side of me has gotten entirely too. I feel it when I see someone get punched in the nose. It hurts, and so I just don't watch it anymore. Could be why I don't watch football anymore, because I see something and it's like, some bitch, that hurts. So I just don't watch that shit. Just can't go there. Go Cubbies. How are the Cubbies doing? Let me know. World Series is on. Woo! I want to know how the Cubbies are doing because my mom is probably rootin' tootin', rock'em sock'em in it right now because she loves the Cubbies. Actually, my mom likes the Cubbies because my grandpa liked the Cubbies. And my grandpa, oh, thanks, Jukesy Loops. My grandpa was a baseball fanatic. His whole family was baseball fanatics, and Grandpa played on traveling teams out here. So, yeah. Since Grandpa liked the Cubbies, well, Mom has a soft spot for the Cubbies, and so Mom is rooting for the Cubbies. And since my grandpa and my mom are both rooting for the Cubbies, I'm going to listen to the Cubbies. And root for the Cubbies. So there you go. Go Cubbies! This is the only time I'll ever root for anybody in a professional game of any type anymore because I really don't give a shit about any of it. It's just playing a game. You go play your game. I'll go do my thing over here. It's all good. It's just there you go. Yay. Hey, Moosey, you'd be surprised how many times I'm doing dishes while I'm listening to someone else. Yay! Cubbies so far 1-0. Booyah! Okay, get back to. Let me find one more funny thing. Okay, I know somebody shared something funny. I know I've got notifications over here. Oh, thank you all, and I know I've got a lot of notifications over on Fakeybook. Let me go check this out. Let's see. See who all is over here sending me. Oh, thank you, Valerie. And Athos. Hello again, darling. Oh, somebody shared a cornbread thing. A country boy asked his city girlfriend to make some cornbread, and what'd she do? She took 4 slices of white bread and she poured a can of corn over it. I actually know people that cook like that. I seriously do. Now, real quick, for those of you out there in Grammy land or RLM land or whatever you want to call it, that cook, that enjoy cooking, have any of you ever made cornbread that it's like bread? It's like a loaf of bread. It's not not the corn muffins or, the skillet cornbread or anything like that. It actually has just a more dense sandwich bread texture to it. I ask this because we used to have a restaurant in town. They closed because she got sick and was kind of down for the count for about 6 months there. I really wish she would reopen because she made the best turkey Swiss, and this is the only time I like Swiss cheese either. True, by the way. But it was a hot turkey and Swiss sandwich on jalapeno cornbread. Oh my God. The most amazing sandwich I'd had in a long time. And I really do need to, because I talk to her occasionally, bump into her at the grocery store or whatever. I need to get, if she will give me her recipe for cornbread, because wow, that stuff was awesome. And I would eat that all the time and probably gain back all of the weight I lost. But I'd be happy. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, none of those are. So let me go back to World Series of the Apocalypse. Oh, what's that? Okay, it's been 68 years since Cleveland won a series. And yeah, 108 years does trump 68. So there you go. Grammy, I think they use a little bit less. Well, it's a finer ground cornmeal, and a little more flour, because it didn't have the grainy cornmeal texture to it. It really had the dense loaf of bread texture. Now, I make cornbread, but I've never made it like a loaf of bread kind of cornbread. So, wow. And then having the jalapenos in there on top of it, it was like, oh my God, I have died and gone to heaven. That's the best kind, I be Dancy, is the from scratch. Okay. Oh, and with buttermilk? Oh my God. I'm salivating right now. Wow. Okay. World Series of the Apocalypse. What's that? Because I still have 15 minutes. So let's see. This is on the conversation. Field of Dreams. Yada, 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 yada. Okay. I'm just not feeling it, Grim. Sorry. This has just been a really weird day, and I've just really felt like I needed to just kind of, instead of be my normal self. So, okay, let me refresh my Freedoms Network. I really am kind of sort of coming down off of that venting high, though. I feel much better. My apologies for going off the deep end, although I'm really not sorry, because I feel so much better now. Okay, yay. Grimmy, I don't know if you shared this over on the effing site, but I'm doing it right now, so there we go. Now let me go back to see what's going on over here. Excuse me. Cornbread and brown beans and a glass of milk. Oh, Jukesy Loops. Oh my God. Oh, you know what? Something else I used to have with my grandpa all the time. Bless his heart. I mean, I would go over there at least once a week, but I usually tried to go over and have lunch with him at least once a week. And then, of an evening, go over and visit with him as well. Excuse me. And he always had bacon. Every day he fried up a pound of bacon. And there was always bacon sitting on a plate on a paper towel on his kitchen table. And he would just walk by throughout the day and grab himself a piece of bacon and just nibble. Grandpa lived to be 98, I believe. Well, he was like 5 days shy of his 98th birthday. I think that's what Mom said, somewhere around there. But Grandpa also liked to have kidney beans and egg noodles, and then put that over butter bread. And oh my goodness, Indians scored! Damn it! So is it tied 1-1? Shit. Okay. Okay, that's okay. It's just a game. It's only a game. It's okay. In any case, so yeah, that's one of those things that you might want to give that a try. Either pinto beans or kidney beans or red beans, any of those, and egg noodles. And you just drain the beans and then rinse them, and then you put them in with enough water to cover your however much egg noodles that you do, and then do a big dollop of butter. And then when the noodles are done, then you just get you some fresh baked bread and you put butter all over that, and then you scoop some of the beans and noodles on there. It's a Depression era dish, I guess you would say. Grandpa said they did an awful lot of that. And it actually is, maybe it's an acquired taste, but both of my girls really loved it. And whenever I fix it, if Mamie Lynn isn't busy or she and James aren't off doing something, I call and tell her. And a lot of times she'll come over because that's the only time she gets to have beans and noodles is when I fix it. So, oh well. Just a little something different for you to try. And I spice mine up as well. I put like turmeric in it, and sometimes I put a little cayenne in it or whatever, or just take the pepper flakes that you can put on pizza. I'll put that in there. Add a little zippity to its doodah. Grandpa never did that, but I do, because, yeah, I like a little zippity in my doodah. Oh, well, 10 minutes left. How about I go check out my pocket and see if I have anything fun in there? I really need to have something fun. Oh, okay. One good thing. Here's a little bit of good news. After next week, Tuesday, all this bullshit will be done. And then we'll have a lot of people going, that's not fair. That's not the way it works. Nuh-uh, she didn't win. Nuh-uh. Whatever. Okay. Where do I want to go? Oh, yeah, let's go here. Moosey. Yeah. Circles shared this. She wanted me to go there. And I started reading it, and I thought, oh, good Lord, no, stop reading it, because you want to save that for the radio. You want to be just as surprised as everybody else is. So, this is from themirror.co.uk. Excuse me, and this will probably be the last article that I cover tonight, so let's go out with a bang. Because, wow. Brit found dead in Malaga with his genitals in can of tuna. He was killed by another tramp in a row over food. Now, I have heard people say that everything tastes just like chicken. I didn't realize that chicken of the sea was also included in that just like chicken thing. But who knew? Police probing the death of Stephen Alford, the Brit found dead in Malaga with ham on his buttocks. Oh my goodness. Believed that he was killed by another tramp in a row over food. Ham on his buttocks. Okay. Now it's not It's okay. It's now 9. Says since his body was. It's now 9. Says since his body was discovered. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, outside of the airport, bound to a bench with his trousers pulled down, and body showing signs of abuse, including his genitals inside a can of tuna. Huh? Were they? The police have been stumped over how he came to be there, with theories ranging from it being a stag do prank got wrong to some kind of hate crime, which, any crime that results in someone being intentionally killed, I classify as a hate crime. Because you have to really, really, really dislike someone to want to kill them. That's my reasoning. Investigators are said to now believe the homeless Brit may have been targeted by fellow vagrant following a brewing row over food. A specialist prosecutor had taken on the bizarre case to investigate whether it could have been a hate crime centered on the victimization of homeless people. Is that how you spell that? I don't think so. And a giant Finnish vagrant was arrested. A giant Finnish. All right. It was a big Finnish. He was arrested on Friday on suspicion of Mr. Alford's manslaughter. Alford's acquaintances are reported to have told police that he made several enemies by refusing to share meals with other vagrants, but expected their food when it came their way. So I expect you to, but what works for me does not necessarily work for you kind of thing. Okay, I know people of that mental strain. I stay away from him, actually. Alford's acquaintances are reported to have told police that he made several enemies. Okay, I read that already. The investigators are now understand to be working on the theory that the ham and tuna may have been a crude message left by those he had upset. The unnamed Finnish national said to be aged around 50 was held on Wednesday at an undisclosed location. He's already been remanded in jail pending an outgoing judicial probe following a private court hearing before an investigating judge. Well, he's no longer homeless. He's no longer a vagrant. He's now got 3 hots and a cot, or at least a cot and 3 opportunities for food. A source close to the case described the suspect as a well-built giant. And it's not known what his relationship, if any, was to the dead man. So, apparently, if you have food, it's best to share if you demand others share, which, it does kind of make sense. If you expect others to share, then you need to, in kind, share. If you do not wish to, that is on you, but then you also need to worry about the repercussions of your lack of being a sharing individual. I am going to close on that note. Thank you, everybody, for sticking it out with me. Listen to me rant and rave and moan and groan and just plain be an evil twin venting this evening, but I really had to get that shit out of my system. Holy God. I will be back on Friday for a Freaky Friday edition of Grammy's Rocket Chair, and hopefully I will be a lot more pleasant. I'm thinking I probably will, because I really do feel a whole heck of a lot better now. Thank you ever so much for the therapy session you have allowed me to have. Please do not send me a bill, because I will not pay it. So, also, be sure to check out Vinny Friday at noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time for feedback. Also, Friday evening, possibly Atrax will be on directly following me with his Atraxian music. If he's not, he'll let me know, I'm sure. Also, Grimmy and Moose Girl will be on Friday evening with the Freakers Ball. So all kinds of way cool stuff going on Friday. Until then, Y'all have an absolutely awesome rest of your wackadoodle Wednesday. Remember that the world may be whacked, but you don't have to let it get you down. And sometimes you just got to go outside and just scream it out. I know I did on the radio. Oh, well. I guess I will talk to you guys later. And go Cubbies to the Indians.